Hello guys, it's me Varshan here. Today I would be reviewing this paper. It's a notebook made by CubeWorks. I got this as a gift from one of my relatives. Thanks a lot. This notebook is, it looks quite nice, doesn't it? However, the quality of the paper is not so good for fountain pens. You can use it with ball pens very easily. I doubt you can use a lot of fountain pennings with it. So let's see, where did my, there's my pen. So the pens I would be using to review this are my ASA Rainbow filled with preserved shell pink. Then this is my Parker Vector Calligraphy filled with Hero 232 Blue Black, which is this ink. Then I have my Ratnam Sun number 15 filled with Camlin Permanent Black, which is this. And I've also got other inks like Camlin Royal Blue from today and the Camlin Green from 1986. I have got Bril Royal Blue and I've got Bril Red. I don't have any pens filled with them. However, I will show you some samples, like some swap samples you can say. I also have a few gel parkings here. I also have a few gel parkings like these two. However, I'm not going to talk about them because they are just a piece of I didn't need to tell you what these are. Gel parks quality has gone downstream from here till here. That's their quality in the past 5 years. So let's see. First, let's try out the most expensive ink. Private Reserve Shell Pink costs a bomb for a bottle by Indian standards, obviously. So I'm going to write a line from Shakespeare, from Midsummer Night's Dream. It is what Oberon says to Titania, if you have read the story. So it's a line from Shakespeare. I don't know how well you can see this, but this ink is quite light, and yet I can see some feathering. This is a bit of coloring with this ink. If we see some flex tests, let's see. So yeah, this does not bleed through a lot because it's quite light in color and it's expensive. So if it bleeds through, everybody's gonna be, oh my god, that ink is like 700 rupees for 50 ml and it still bleeds through. Okay, people, control. It's still colored water, right? So you don't expect it to be like super good. This is my Ratnam Sun number 15. It's filled with Camlin Black, permanent black, obviously. There's no other black that Camlin makes. So let's see. Obviously the steel nib is not so flexy on this pen as it is with the Schmidt on the Rainbow. So this is Camlin Black. We see at the back, we can clearly see some bleed through. and if you compare it to private reserve, it is quite noticeable on Camlin. Let's see with iron gall ink in the calligraphy pen. Let's see how it performs. I'm not gonna write all this, I'm just gonna write W because I just love the way it looks. Just pardon that. So that's a W. Let's see how it looks. Yeah, it looks pretty much the same as Camlin Black in terms of bleed through. So this paper is not very thick. It is quite thin paper. Also, it is quite smooth. So if you have a pencil like this, you can kind of like scribble away to glory, and you will never know the difference. So that's with calligraphy iron gall ink. Let's see. Bril inks are quite well known for being well behaved. Let's see. This is Bril Red. Oops. Okay, why is it so dark? Yeah, so this is Bril Red, and it bleeds through like hell. Please don't mind my language. Rhymes, so that's why I used it. Anyways, so it does bleed through. However, if you use it with a pen, it shouldn't bleed through that much. For example, I don't have an example to show you though. Anyways, so that's Bril Red. Screw you! Yeah, I didn't get it on camera. Good. This is Bril Royal Blue. This ink is famous in India. It's like people die after this ink. This is a line, and I have a nice cloth here, so yeah, that's a better kind of test. So that's the kind of color you get while you are writing with it. Let's see. Okay, so the original ink line, it does show through, it does bleed through actually, but when you write with it, that's what you're gonna see. So it does show through a little bit, but not so much that you should be worried. Okay, so that was Bril, and then I have some Camlin ink. I'm gonna use this as people. This is my ink cloth. It is ink cloth 2.0 because my original ink cloth died. Yeah, so let's see. Some really vibrant color. It is not a highlighter ink. Okay, you can show you with the tissue paper. It's not a highlighter ink. It's not a highlighter ink. A lot of people have asked me whether this ink is a highlighter ink, but it's not. So see, it's not a highlighter ink. Yeah, I like that. So let's see how it performs. Yeah, it performs quite nicely. And considering this is from 1986, they made quite awesome inks back then. That was Camlin Green. Screw you. Yeah, I love screwing inks. Camlin Blue, this ink is nasty with a capital N when it comes to bleed through, because it bleeds through anything. That is why I stopped using it, It was once my favorite ink, but then they went crazy and changed the formula for the ink, and now, yeah, I got some. Let's see. Come on. Yeah, so this is the kind of color you get when you use this ink. Let's see. Okay, you can see it bleeds through. It shows through much more than blue and not as much as the green. This is Bril Blue, by the way. So okay, it looks nice like this, but if you're using it with a wet pen, it bleeds through, like through. I like that word, through. Anyways, so this is Camlin Blue. I screwed this as well. I've already showed you this ink. Now I'll show you Parker. Only if I could open up the bottle. Parker is quite hated in India for their inks. For pens, Parker is fine, but they just don't want to sell their good inks in India, I guess, because this ink costs 50 rupees for 30 ml. This ink costs 15 rupees. This is 50 rupees, 15 rupees. 60 ml, 30 ml. Its colors are like so dull that I may just cry seeing them. So here we got a tissue paper and yeah. So let's see. This may seem quite a wet blob, so I think I'll do it again. Just a minute. Yeah. This represents the color of. This still doesn't represent the color of Parker. Just think it to be twice as dull as this. Okay, it's that dull. And plus, I'm using vivid saturation on my camera, so all these colors except the Parker are correct. However, with Parker, it has screwed up a little bit and is showing it to be too much dark. And performs the best. See, it performs the best. It is at par with Bril, maybe a bit better, and it is as good as Private Reserve actually. So it's not the most expensive ink per ml. However, it fades quite fast, so I wouldn't recommend using it for documentary and stuff. So that's Parker Quink. This stuff is what can I describe how bad it is. It fades, okay? I wrote my unit tests with that, couple of unit tests, and the teacher asked me which ink I used and all that. So I told her I used this ink. So she told me not to use it because she had a hard time checking my answer script. How's that? I mean, I used an ink and my teacher is telling me not to use it. That's for the first time. And by the way, everybody must be thinking I put the wrench in Bril Red. I introduced germs in it. Well, people, I looked at almost all these inks under the microscope yesterday, and all of them have microbes in them. Even Private Reserve has microbes in them, and even the ink which I made at home has microbes in them. Yeah, I'm making ink at home as well, but if you don't know that. So I'll show you my ink. Just this. It is the same ink. It looks like pomegranate juice, It looks like pomegranate juice. However, this does not contain any pomegranate of any sort. This is my ink splash, you can say, and this is how bad it bleeds through. Obviously, this is like this is homemade ink, right? So you can expect it to show properties like this. However, when I use it on some better paper, like I'm out of paper. I will tell my mother out of paper. Anyways, when I use it on like good quality paper like Nightingale paper or good quality Classmate paper, the results are quite nice. The color is quite vibrant and does not bleed through, and it is cheap to manufacture. For 15 rupees a bottle I can get 30 ml of dye. I mix it with another 30 ml of distilled water. I boil it, reduce it to like the total 60 ml to like 50-40 ml, and I'm getting in total it costs me about like 30 rupees to make 50 ml or 45 ml of nice looking ink. You know what? I think I'll make a video on how to make your own ink at home. That will help a few people. So, anyways, that was the review of the CubeWorks notebook. Flexi, it's called, I guess. Yeah, CubeWorks Flexi. And a few inks, how they perform on this paper. So, that's it for today. I'll see you. Bye.